What's going on, everyone? How the fuck are you? It's shaking. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's got something going on today. Something good. Okay, just gotta hold up, folks. All right. I gotta be conscious. I got the windows open today. It's a beautiful day outside. I don't want to close the outside world out completely. I don't feel, it's weird because I don't feel all content needs to be made in a dungeon with rope lighting. I just don't feel like that's the right vibe to send to everybody. It's just, it's like that though, right? It'd be like that sometimes. Wow. We have one human being in the house. One. Yowza. Anyways, hopefully everyone's doing great. I'm having a good day today so far. Things have been pretty solid. Got my day started with a round of the good stuff, the disc golf. If you've never played, you really should. There's probably a course in your area or several and you just don't know about it. I was shocked as to how many courses were in my immediate area. And within 3 hours from me, in certain US states, there's an amazing amount of courses actually. So if you're out there and you're into disc golf and you want to get out in the forest for walks, but you don't really like walks, even if you're not that sporty, it's not that hard a sport to get used to. Hard to get good at, but not hard to get used to, and very, very cheap to start. So here's what we're doing today. We're hanging out with Amp Blocker. And if you're in the house, Tom Gonzada, nice to see you. I'm keeping it chill today. Hang on, I'm gonna have to close this window a bit. Oh yeah, it's a bit better. So if you're wondering, I've got the window open today, so the lighting's a bit strange. It is what it is. We can't, like I said, we can't all make, excuse me, I'm not gonna go for the pick, but I'm gonna go for the rub. We can't all make content in a rope lighting dungeon. All right, let's see what we got off the top. We're using for guitar today. We're using an RG with a bunch of fucking letters and numbers. All right, this is the big one. The RG EW521 FM. That's that whole thing's your name. Not a short, but that's that whole thing there. Also gonna make sure we bring this mic up a little bit so we're picking up less of this stringity string noise. I don't like when it does that, but it is what it is. Is the audio assault gear not popular? Is it me? It must be me. It's not too bad, actually, right off the bat. Not too bad at all. I am not mad at that. There's something off there. Ton Guitarra, how much is the new amp sim? I don't know. They usually, I'm not sure. This is the burning ball, by the way. The burning ball, get it? The not gonna lie burning ball. So far, it kind of sounds like an angle. All right, so what we got out front? We got a bunch of the screamy and boosties. Yeah, that one sounds off to me. That's better. All right. So for a cabinet, I've got an IR going today, and just because you guys know how it is, we like to see what the amp is giving us. I would like to see what the amp is giving us as we build. This sounds really good. Now, I can't. Why do I need to change masters? It's also strange to see power tube indicator V1, V2, V3, V4. That's a weird thing to have there. Like, does that light up? What do I need to do to make that light up? How does that work? All right, we got the mid boost control. How do I change? Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. So we got Master B. And in this guitar, I have a DiMarzio deactivator and DiMarzio PAF Pro. Two pickups I like very much from the DiMarzio line. Although this one needs to come up just a pinch. As I was screwing around with it there, I noticed that it could definitely come up a little pinch. And I could also put something... I wish I had the little fixins around. The little piece of styrofoam, or sorry, a little piece of high density foam would do it just fine. I will fix that. We'll fix that on the go. Wonder if I have a little piece. Do I have a little piece of foam in here? Ooh, wouldn't that be fun? We're gonna look through wow, I tuned in today to watch this guy fumble through his parts bin looking for a tiny piece of foam that he could jam in the pickup. Oh. Yes, you did. That's exactly what you did. I'm sorry for your loss. The loss of your free time and my behalf. I'm just kidding. All right, so hopefully everyone's having a really good day, not a bad day. Today is July 4th, so cheers to all of our American friends. We love you. We've got several Americans on the team here, and we love them all. Hey, Ronnie Webster, what's shaking, dude? You like this guitar? I used to like this guitar. I like it a lot. I like it less now. Actually, no, exactly the opposite. Sorry. I've always hated this guitar, and I only started to like it more recently. I don't know why I said that. This is the Bad Luck guitar. I've told the story several times. I bought a Scotty in V from a local music store. It came in, and the quality control was so fucking whack. Just the worst quality control I'd ever seen. And the local music store said, well, if you pay for a setup, we'll fix that. And I said, no, I know how to set up my own guitars, and I know, and I'm like, come on, I've known these guys for years. And I'm looking at them saying, come on, you can't tell me, you know me well enough to know that I know how to set up my own guitars. Don't try to swindle me, sir. And eventually I said, I don't want that guitar anymore. I don't want another one because I'm not confident in the Jackson quality control at that time. I'm not confident in it. Speaking of which, we're going to talk about the new Jackson Brandon Ellis. Hold on a sec here. Let's get it going. Let's get it up. Not like that. Relax. There's a new There's a new Brandon Ellis signature guitar, and here it is. Pearl Plus. Is this it? This is it. Yeah, this is made in Indonesia. Okay, so his old guitar, let's go to the screen. His old guitar was made, oh my God. Oh my God, it's so nice. Oh, apart from the volume knob placement, that is just, whoa! I'm not even a big gold guy. I don't like gold that much, but holy shit. Oh my God, that's beautiful. That is gorgeous. This is Indonesian made. His last guitar was, by the way, you know you're amazing at guitar. You know you're amazing at guitar and an amazingly nice guy when you're not actually in a band right now and you get a signature artist model like this. That's incredible. That's so cool. Of course, it's not as if he wasn't very recently touring with Cannibal Corpse. And if you didn't see his Cannibal Corpse guitar, mother of God, go and find it. Go and find a picture of it, because wow, you had to see that thing. Was incredible. This is his new signature. That was a custom guitar we were talking about, but he's not a full-timer in Corpse, and he's no longer in the Black Dahlia murder. I'm wondering if he's got some plans we don't know about. Of course, he was also once upon a time, but we often forget that Brandon Ellis was once upon a time, and it's easy, for some reason, it's easy to forget. I don't know why, but we forget that he was in Nevermore. Sorry, not Nevermore. I was thinking of Jeff Loomis. Sorry, we forgot that he was in Arch Enemy. I don't know why I said Nevermore. I was thinking Nevermore because it was not heavily rumored, but it was a lot of discussion that he might be the new guy in Nevermore because there was departures and things of that sort. Of course, that went to Jack Catoy, but who's a fantastic guitar player in his own right. But let's talk about this guitar for a second. The only thing I can say I don't like about this guitar, and it's going to be super nitpicky, it is what it is, and I know it's super easy to fix. First thing I would do is when I got the strings off this, is I would take this pickup up and I would put something black on the silver ends of the pickups here. You see that? Little silver ends that you can see. I would put something black over that, or just take a little something and put it over it. You know what I mean? Is that too much? That's one little nitpicky thing. But we're talking about a guitar here that's $3,000. This is a $3,000 guitar in Canadian dollars. This is a $2,200 American, plus tax and shipping, obviously, depending on your music store. But holy shit. Now, his last guitar was made in China, and it was also super sick, had the green crackle and everything. But for some reason, he decided on this one, I'm going to go with an Indonesian-made guitar. So obviously the price has to go up. Anytime, I often see these stupid comments. It's the stupidest comment I've ever seen. The stupidest comments is when people see something is signature and they say, hey, just because it's got that guy's or that girl's name on it, it's got that player's name on it, so it's more expensive? Yeah, that's exactly how it works, you fucking moron. That's one of the most elementary things ever. Yes, the artist has to make some money, while the company still has to make their money off it as well. Of course, there's going to be a little bit of a for anything that's signature because of royalties. That's always been a thing. It's always going to be a thing. Not all the time, mind you. There are definitely, when it comes to pickups, many signature pickups are priced right along with the non-signature pals. So it's maybe not all the time, but it does happen a lot. So yeah, this guitar probably, if it didn't have Brandon Ellis's name on it, would probably sit more along the lines of like a $17.99, maybe somewhere around there. What do you guys think? Yeah, good old Sharpie would do it. Exactly. I would do it like a little bit of Sharpie, but then you might see the streaks. If I see one fucking streak, I'm going to pull that pickup up and I'm going to do it again. You know what I would actually do? It sounds crazy. Or wait, would that change things somehow? No, I don't know if it would change anything. Couldn't you just put like a shrinky dink over the end, clip it off, and then just cook it to the end, and it would still have the tap. It would still be like the tapped hole would still be there. I don't know. Anyways, are these full shred, Bo? There's something about those pickups that the pole pieces on them. I think this pickup is called the full shred. I've never seen a full shred single coil. That's unique. He's got his own signature pickup as well, with Seymour Duncan. So the dude's got a signature pickup from that and this and the other thing. Man, that's cool. I'm so happy for Brandon Ellis. I absolutely love all of his work. I love his playing. I am so excited, very excited for this guitar. Let's take a look at the other pictures real quick as we're running through. You guys know we love to, I would watch that, but I don't want it to be loud. And I don't want you to get a YouTube poke at me. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Oh my God. Even Marty Friedman is sitting somewhere looking at that guitar and had to sit down. It's just like, jeez, beautiful. I heard Marty Friedman's going back to the Kelly. Is this true, or did I misread something on that one? I tell you, if Marty Friedman does a hardtail, because he's hardtail now, he doesn't do cat hair. He doesn't do the floaty Rosie anymore, I don't think. So it would be a hardtail signature Kelly. It would be awfully difficult for me to not want to purchase. It would be so difficult not to buy. Anyways, this guitar is my new obsession. It's incredible. If you haven't seen the custom guitar Jackson made for him to go out on the road with Cannibal Corpse, you really oughta. You really got to see it. We have a slow chat today, folks. What are we doing? What are we actually doing here today? Well, we're checking out this guy right here as I now play my my guitar that seems a little bit less awesome. You know, doesn't that suck? I feel bad for my guitars when I occasionally look at something and I'm like, oh man, that's nice. And then you go back to and I've got some nice, beautiful instruments here. Don't get me wrong, but I can remember that feeling of like watching all this Metallica stuff when I was a kid and then going and playing my very modest Yamaha guitar with no EMG in it and being like, sad face. I needed that for motivation. I don't know. You guys tell me in the chat right now. I'm going to get it stirred up. What was one of the very first pieces of gear that gave you that gear acquisition gas? Okay, the gear acquisition syndrome. What was one of the first pieces of gear that gave you serious gas? Tell me about it in the chat. I would love to get that going. For me, it was definitely the EMG 81. That pickup lived in my dreams, and there's something under my damn foot here, bugging me. Mine was the EMG 81, and I lost sleep over that pickup when I was a kid. And when I finally got one, it was one of the happiest days of my fucking life. And I think I played guitar for a solid 24 hours straight. Tell me a story like that, folks. I would love to hear it. Now, I'm going to be straight with you on this, as I typically like to be. There's probably a drinking game available out there for every time I say, I'm going to be honest with you, or let me be straight with you. That's typically what I like to do. And okay, well, I got to fix this. Oh, I don't know what it is, but it's driving me crazy. And it's in this, I've got this rug, and I very seldom have a rug. There are no rugs in this house, but I love having one for streaming when I stand up. But there's something, and it's bugging me. I don't know what it is. So we're here to check out a few of the new amps that have been given to us here. Thanks so much to Audio Assault. They're always amazing about hooking us up, and they've hooked us up with the subscription model of this fantastic plugin and amp blocker. And so I was going to say, I'm going to be very honest with you guys when I say that the amps in here, I wouldn't call it, it's definitely not what I would call hit and miss. But there's definitely a couple where you're going to be like, yeah, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, anyways, and then you move on to the next. Yeah, you know, there's just like one out of one every once in a while will bring you like, I don't know, and then you'll just move along. I cannot wait to share some of the news of some of the things I've been working on lately. Boy, howdy, I'm excited about it. So we've got lots of pedals all hooked up here and ready to go. This obviously is the integrated preamp. This is the integrator. Ooh, integrator preamp. Whoa, the 99, aka the Fortin 33, bringing some hits to the table here. Yes, that is one thing, and I've told this story many times, but I've definitely been there with Audio Assault from day one. The Dominator. Everybody remembers the Dominator. The Dominator came out with a video from Jared Dines, and at that point, it had been a while since a new company had really come across my desk, and I was at that point operating a website called Honest Amp Sim Reviews, and it was awesome to see that somebody, oh, there it is, I found it. I have no idea what it is, but I found it and I got rid of it. Hey, oh, my heel feels so much better. Okay, so essentially, and I remember the Dominator, and I remember Grind Machine, the original Grind Machine that looked like a car stereo. And it's just like, I'd been there with Alex and Brian, and I remember the day that, you know, that C-Cow and Audio Assault came together. And I was so excited to hear that had happened and everything else. And they've come a long way. And I think where it's really changed for them was the plugin called Reamp. Reamp will show you some of the amps, and I think in this version of Amp Locker, but Reamp was kind of their very first platform type plugin. And it went through a whole bunch of different looks, and they went through lots of open betas, lots and lots of open betas. And open betas can be really tough. If you're not sure out there what an open beta means, that means essentially that they have taken the beta and put it out for anyone in the world to just download and fucking play around with. You see it often with games, video games. We see it often tons, all the time with computer games. Not as much with console, although it does happen. But anybody who plays computer games knows what an open beta is. So sometimes that happens with plugins, and with video games and plugins, when you do an open beta, you're gonna have everyone giving you their 2 cents on how it's gonna be, and it's up to the developer at that point to listen to them and say, yeah, you know, that's a really great idea. We're gonna build it, and it's no, that's, you know, or just ignoring it completely. And the hard part is when you're doing it with a small demographic of users, everybody feels like they should have a voice, especially when they see other people that have a voice. You have one person that says, hey, I think this feature should go in. And then publicly, the developer says, hey, you know, that's a really good idea. You know, we're going to work with that. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. And then somebody else comes in with their idea, and it's not as glamorous. It's an idea where maybe the developer has already tried something like it. It didn't work. Maybe it's just silly altogether. Maybe it's something that's not possible with coding or programming. Whatever it is, there are some ideas that should just be ignored, or you give them the nice brush off. But in a small demographic of users, that's very difficult. Very difficult, especially in the modern era where we have so many people in this world right now that have this ridiculous main character syndrome. And everybody wants to make sure that their idea is the one, you know, is going to go in there so they can be like, yep, it's my idea. It's my idea. It's nice, though, to have an idea of yours or a preset or something go into a plugin. But at the same time, if not, I've seen it myself where somebody's idea didn't get taken seriously because for a plethora of reasons why they don't always work out. You guys fill in the blank. And I've seen users react poorly to open betas, to open beta suggestions where they weren't heard. And by being heard these days, you guys know, and I know there are some people out there that by being heard means if they're being approved. No, you're being heard. We're hearing you. We just don't, your idea just doesn't work for us, unfortunately. And then that person gets really mad, leaves the group, storms out, and no longer wants to be part of the open beta process. And then they go online or Reddit or somewhere else saying that, hey, there are a bunch of assholes to work with and they suck and this new game or this new plugin's gonna suck. And that is a reality of an open beta. Okay? That's the reality of the open beta, is that you could be dealing with this, and we've all seen it. If you've been around the plugin industry and long enough, you'll know there's few developers that do it. Aurora DSP does used to do it. Thank God they don't do it anymore. But they used to definitely do that. But there are, as you can see, ups and downs. And on one angle, you have lots of potential beta users. With different DAWs and different things and different everything. And then the problem with that, though, is the cons there is you don't know the experience of all of these people. You don't, not all of them. Some of them you may be confident with, but then, you know, again, you get this weird thing where potentially somebody, if you upset that herd, then all of a sudden you ruin it for one person that isn't heard, aka their idea doesn't go in, and then all of a sudden it's a bit of a nightmare. So cheers to Audio Assault for dealing with that. And I think I think they've learned a lot. I think they've learned a ton. And I think any developer that deals with something like that, you have to know that those developers have learned lots of lessons with that, because it's not an easy process to control, especially because the open beta's out there now. That means if the open beta's out there, then the scammer pirates are going to get a hold of it for sure, nice and easy. You know, there's lots of things about an open beta that could be potentially difficult. Its guitar is a bit strange. I think this pick might also be torched. Let's grab something else. You know what I haven't used in a while? Let's use the chicken picks. If you haven't heard of chicken picks before, these things are really cool. They're stiff, real stiff, and they have a kind of a different sound to them as well. There we go. Now we're back. That sucks too. This is one of my very favorite picks, but as you'll notice it's kind of getting rounded on the end. This is a Michael Kelly. I think they call it that. Sorry, Fred Kelly. Michael Kelly's the cheapo guitar brand. This is Fred Kelly picks, and I think I'm gonna go get some more of these because I got it in. You know what? If anytime you, by the way, this is off topic. Anytime you see a pick company offering sampler packs for like a super filthy cheap rate, grab it. Grab that sampler pack ASAP. The Chicken Picks sampler pack, for example, was cheap, and they give you, I think, one of everything, and these picks last forever. So yeah, make sure you get sampler packs, because you may end up finding a pick that you didn't even know you liked, like that one, for example. I would never have picked up that pick ever have picked up that pick. But you know what? That's so, yeah, just make sure you check those out. All right, let's, whoa, good morning, Charlie Crease. Oh, gee. I should be doing that for Bo every time he comes in, but all right, hold on a sec here. Audio Salt have a lot of bangers, but some of their stuff is maybe not amazing, but to service. Dominator, Grind Machine, Druminator. I like a lot this Soldano 100. Okay, let's check that out. After Seco cabs were the first IRs I ever bought. Really? Bought? You mean downloaded? I think a lot of people's first IRs were Seco back in the day when Brian still had like the freebie shop. Oh man, I don't know why he closed the freebie shop, because there's a lot of stuff that he didn't. I'd love to ask him, but I don't think he likes me very much anymore. That's okay. We're not all meant to be friends, although I will say I definitely respect the dude a whole bunch. He works hard. So yeah, anyways, Audio Assault. I wish I knew why Brian decided to take all the old stuff down. Should have left it up. One pack I really feel, oh gosh, I would really feel he should have left up was this, what's called the Signature IR pack. And it's an IR pack that is just incredible. If you can find it somewhere in the interwebs, the Seco Signature IR pack. I mean, I have it, but I'm not about to go and send it to people because that's not my property, not my intellectual property either. It's some of the best IRs that dude ever shot were in that pack. 100%, you got to check it out. So anyways, is that an NGL or an AGL? I don't know what they're after there. I didn't do anything to Brian. We just used to be very close friends, and then, like many friends, we just had a bit of a falling out. Was what it was. I think there's a lot of friends like that, but also I got out of the industry at that point. Well, I closed my website down, but Brian and I actually were very once upon a time very close friends, and he did a lot of really great work with the Honest Amp Sim reviews. It's just that sometimes friends disagree, and then there's some friends that have like a disagreement, and then they find their way back real quick and be like, "Hey, bro, sorry about that. Yeah, do bro, hug, and we're back." But we just never got a chance. We just had a bit of a different disagreement. I'm not afraid to just kind of put that out there. It's okay. I honestly don't remember much about what it was about or anything else, but yeah. But Brian does great work. Audio Assault does great work. Alex also fantastic. I don't know that I know anybody else that works over there. I just know Alex and Brian. Although I also don't know if Brian technically works for Audio Assault or if they just collaborate still officially. I don't know how that works. But man, if you go to, is there a link to their shop? There should be. Some companies do it, some companies do not. No. There might. Anyways, we'll go check out. What do they got here? Hold on. Okay, let's go to Audio Assault. Now I want to go to cabs, IRs. And we're not currently using this, but this is one cab I think I'm going to grab. I really like the Angle XXL cabinet, 412 XXL. So I think I'm going to go and check that out if he's got it. If you'll notice here, there's a lot of cabinets that have been shot. Lots of cabinets. I don't know how he does what he does. He's a very busy man. July 4th special. What's the July 4th special? That's today. July special edition 2026. Experience the ultimate in American tone with our custom guitar cabinet designed to deliver a versatile and powerful sound. Powerful. So yeah, it's got a picture of an alligator. It kind of looks like Guapo from Far Cry. got an absolutely magnificent looking bison or buffalo. And you have an unreal grizzly bear that looks to be well out of his habitat. He's in the desert there. I don't know if that's the thing or not, but they may go there. And then you've got this charming eagle there. Nice. Check it out. It's $5. $5. Lots of $5 stuff here. Also, diesel based on... Oh, there's supposed to be a diesel in here. That's the next amp we're going to get to. It's supposed to be a diesel in here that's spec'd like James Hetfield likes it. SP Guitar, nice to see you. Try a carnivore. You know, it's funny that you mentioned that. Now that you mentioned that, I keep meaning to reach out to ML Sound Lab for a look at that one pack that they did with the carnivore and some other stuff going on. So I'm gonna see if I can reach out to that dude. Nice. Yeah, I've still got a bunch of the old Sea Cow stuff as well. Bo also has it. And it's some really fun stuff. All single mic stuff. I really feel like he should have just instead of just taking it all down. But then again, I feel that. I understand it. As I did this similar thing to that website that I spoke about earlier, Honest Samson Reviews. It was got to the point where it was just super outdated. I didn't feel like I really wanted to do it anymore, and I didn't want it to get outdated because nothing pisses me off more than a plugin review from like 10 years ago that calls something 5 stars, and you don't always look at the date, and not everybody looks at it, and they're going to go buy it. I always did, so I just... It all got deleted. So I understand just wanting to kind of delete something and get started fresh. So then it could have been what was happening as well. But nonetheless, I'm not going to speculate either way. He did a great thing for his career and by joining up with Audio Assault, and they've been working together strong now for shit. It's got to be very minimally five years. It's got to be 5 years by now. And so if you want me to check out something with a carnivore, okay, let me see what I got here. Eminence. E229, Swamp Thing, Carnivore. Here we are. Pure Carnivore. I really like the Carnivore prototypes, to be honest. There's a prototype in there I really like. Let's check out the Microphone Madness. Okay, again, we always have to prepare ourselves for what I like to call IR, we'll just call it IR selection shock. Where you go from one, you're just really hammering on one IR you really like, and then you switch things up, and immediately it sounds super different than what you were using. And then all of a sudden your brain's like, I hate that. And just immediately you make a judgment on it and keep switching files until you get to something closer than what you were just digging. Don't do that. Give it a second. Give it a second. Okay, that's what we're going to do here. Chewy. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. So that's the Christian Cole Eminence pack. You can check out that pack from Christian and Eminence. Is it a little bit more expensive than the standard IR pack? Maybe. Maybe, but there are also these things called sales. I don't really like people that price bitch right away without considering the sale price of things just because they can't have it right this exact second. It's all about in this industry, if you're on a budget, which let's be honest, most of us are these days. If you're on a budget, my opinion, shop sales, shop smart, shop S smart, shop sales. Not a big fan of the bottom control there. I don't know if it's authentic or not. I just don't really care what it do. Not bad. It's sounding pretty solid. What do you guys think? You love this IR pack. One of your go-tos. Nice. Ben, nice to see you. Very bitey. I like it. I also like it. Thank you for your gift, Cobra, to the Cobra plugin. Really, I'm glad you like it. It's definitely one of my favorites from the selection over at Aurora DSP. I very much like that plugin especially for a super powerfully crazy affordable plugin. And if you're a standalone person, then you're probably thinking, oh, it's not enough low end right now. But those people that actually record mixes and such and back their guitar up with a bass and all that jazz, you're probably thinking, geez, that would probably sound really, really great in a mix. I would agree that this would sound great in a mix. I also want to point out that Brian Audio Assault and Brian and they do have a carnivore pack, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on a second. Chug Machine. I want a Chug Machine. $5. You can't go wrong for $5. Where is it? Where is the Halloween? No, carnivore. Here we are. They put the carnivore in a bunch of different cabinets. Interesting. I am very interested. I would just, one of these days, I would just love, like I would love more behind the scenes footage of how IR developers do what they do. Like I would love that. But the thing is, and we go over this often, whenever you hear like a brand new IR developer, experienced IR developers don't make this claim ever. But if you've ever been around, like some of these newer developers, especially, they'll say that they're doing something that nobody else is doing, or they're doing something new that's never been done before in IRs. And that's almost impossible to claim, because that would mean you'd have intimate knowledge of how the other developers out there are making what they're making. And unfortunately, that's just not available knowledge. There's nobody. I mean, I'm not sitting around here bragging, I know people, but like I really do know a lot of the most talented humans out there at making IRs, and they don't share. They're not sharesy people. They're not just like, yeah, come on in, let me walk you through how I do what I do. No, that doesn't really exist. Dr. Bonkers, very close friend of mine, very trustworthy. He trusts me very much, and still, I ain't telling you how I do shit, because that's just it. So I really just feel like sometimes if you see that, you say someone, it's like, oh, well, I'm doing something that nobody's ever done before. That's tough. That's really tough to know, because there's really no scientific data at all, or any data at all, even make-believe data to back that up. So I see it, and I see it more and more often these days. There's one company that keeps on saying it, and it bothers me a little bit. Juicy Meat Parade. I also feel like I don't play well on this guitar for some reason. Every time I play on this guitar, I feel like I'm doing it a disservice. It's like, please don't play me. I don't like it. I don't want to be here anymore. So yeah, if you ever wanted me to demo anything from basically any developer out there, I will demo any IR that you like. Really, I've got a lot of stuff, and I don't use really any of it. You guys are well aware. I like to use my safe and favorite IR at all times, and that's just not something I should be doing. So the Burning Ball gets a really good score. This thing was fun, really fun. Let's get some more tones out of it before we go. All right, let's check out the other new amps. This is the Burning Ball. It's going to get a good score for me. I don't know what score specifically, but I've got good things to say. We're going to try the JH. Oh, look at all that. I'm assuming that James Hetfield's diesel has like stickers and stuff all over it. Yes, this is all done up exactly as the way the man himself does things. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set it up like I would normally set up the VH4. And we'll see how it sounds. That's what I like to do is sometimes with amp sims is just go straight without even playing a single note. just go through the settings I would normally dial in with that particular piece of gear and just see where it sits. Now, that being said, with the hit and miss, if I was to compare two platforms, like comparing, say, Genome to Audio Assault Amp Locker. Amp Locker destroys Genome. Like it really takes Genome to Pound Town when it comes to the in-house amps. However, that being said, on the other side of things, 2Notes, they shoot some pretty damn good cabinets. They're a little more expensive than Brian's again, so you have to kind of just figure out what you want to do with it. I think honestly, with like $50 could get you like 10 packs from CCAL, from Brian, right? So it really depends on the budget that you're on. Maybe you like to have all the platforms. Either way, I don't know. I think that the amps inside here, though, just there's nothing inside Genome as far as the in-house amps go that made me go, whoa! Except for I think that their new Marshall was really, really good. There's some good amps in there, but there's a lot of amps in lot better amps in Amp Locker. And this is like, what is it, $5 a month or $6 a month or something like that? It has to have gone up. And you can get this whole whack. You don't get all the cabs though. You get a nice selection of cabs, and then you'd have to buy the additions. But you get everything else you get, which is great. Holy shit, that sounds good. And I've only played like 6 notes. Wowzers. That sounds good. Mellow State. I'm also in a mellow state. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the Amp Sim universe. I don't know about whether there's I think there's actually a fair few demos with Amp Locker that sound pretty good. If you got to look, you might have to look. There's certain creators that like kind of live and die by the Amp Locker, and they make a lot of good stuff. I've seen a fair bit of good sound, great sounding and good looking content with this, but I'm happy that you jumped in, because if there's anything in here you'd like to demo, let me know and I can do that for you. Sorry, Eyelash. I believe we tried the Iron Ball. Did we try the Iron Ball? Please tell me it's not going to don't reset my settings, okay? Just leave the settings the way they were. This looks familiar. I don't know for sure. Hey, kept my settings. Nice. This thing sounds good so far. Really good. The Diesel VH4 is the most versatile amp, and in my opinion, the greatest single amp ever made, because of the differences. All 4 channels in that are very different, and they all have their specific area of expertise, and it can do your Fender cleans, it can do your rock stuff, it can do your metal, of course, it can do death metal, extreme metal, the heaviest metal you want it to do. It can do all kinds of stuff with this amp, and that's why I honestly believe it's probably one of the greatest single single multi-channel amps ever created, and one of the most versatile because there's just so much you can do with a VH4. However, that being said, the most popular channel on the VH4 has always been channel 3. There are a couple plugins that came out this year where even some of the Franken amps were based, like for example, I don't know what that was all about. Sorry, I don't know if you guys got that on your end. Occasionally there's this weird little skipping sound. I think it's got something to do with the way that I route OBS to Reaper. So sorry about that. Resington used to do a lot. Resington's a good guy. I like Resington. I like his content too. Can't remember how to play half the Metallica songs I used to be able to play. I just had a core memory flashback to my friend Corey and I sitting in my bedroom. Summer just got into summer, sitting in my bedroom playing Metallica tunes, probably out of tune and probably very poorly, in a hot ass bedroom. And I just remember that core memory was just unlocked because it's very similar weather, very hot and thick and soupy in my home right now, as why I'm currently sporting the tank top. There's also the one from Bogren Digital. They did the VH4 single channel of it, and the one, oh no, it's coming! The fucking knob in the amp knob series. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. I can see what you mean about wanting something a little bit easier, meaning that you don't want to. Are you meaning that you just kind of don't want to build your own signal chain sort of thing? That's understandable. A lot of people don't like making their own signal chains in a DAW, but I honestly suggest doing that. I really still love the one from Brainworks Plugin Alliance, but you're right. It's time. It's time that we need a new one. We need something new. We need something more current. And I don't think we're too far away. I really don't think we're too far away. It's one license that has not changed hands that I know of in some time. The Diesel licensing. The Diesel licensing, I'm pretty up with which developers got which licensing for which major analog manufacturer. I'm pretty good at this and keeping track of who's got licensing. However, Diesel hasn't appeared with a plugin since the Herbert and the VH4. And don't forget that the VH4 was actually already out with Universal Audio at that point in time. I think it just needed a native version, a re-upped version, upgraded. And then the Herbert came out separately, I think, with the native versions. But ever since then, there's nobody that I can find that I can think about that's been attached to Diesel amps since. There's a couple of licensed Diesel cabinets, IR packs, but there's not been any licensed Diesel amp since. Very interesting that doesn't exist yet. I would like that to exist. If there's a developer out there, must be working on that. I can't be the only one that's noticed that Diesel doesn't really have a name out there right now. Eddie, what's going on? Eduardo in the house. That's sounding pretty damn good, folks. Sounds really good, as a matter of fact. And we are going to try the other channel here before we take a quick break. How many bands in the world right now would sound so much better if they use a diesel VH4 instead of whatever they're currently using? Let's pick a band. Go ahead, pick a band and tell me in the comments what is a band. I also don't like, I don't really like that I asked for some stories about everyone's first experience with gas, gear acquisition syndrome as a kid. And I got very few stories. And I'm sitting in a room full of people that are probably constantly in various states of gas. I know I am right now. We just finished looking at that Brandon Ellis guitar, and I'm gassing so hard for that guitar that I'm gonna bend over. I bend over backwards. Although the price tag of $3,000 Canadian, I gotta be careful not to talk like that one YouTuber. Can't handle that one guy. Well, he's always talking like this, and then he went down to the store and he went and da 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 da. What is that guy? The decoy guy? I don't like that guy's voice very much. It's very strange. Very strange. Very strange the way he talks. So I got to be careful. Just teasing, folks. How we talk is how we talk. I feel like that is exaggerated for desired effect, though. Anyways. Oh my God, I am sweating in this place. Sweating in this place. Somebody just left because I was doing the voice impression. Just kidding. Oh, amp blocker, sweet. Eddie, nice to see you. As always, my friend, have I tried the VH4 and amp hub? I have. It's solid, yeah. Surprised Neural DSP hasn't picked up more official amps. The thing is, though, companies that are like, it really depends. It depends. I do feel, though, you're right. You're absolutely right, Mellow State. I'm really feeling like right now it's been a minute since they did. Hasn't it been a minute since they did a licensed plugin? What was their last plugin over there? It was the Dark Glass Ultimate, which is licensed, but that's like an older plugin. I can't think of one. I can't think of the last licensed plugin that they did, but they've done a lot. You're right. They've done tons, and some of them are actually kind of forgotten, which is one of the best ones they ever did is sort of forgotten. I never see content made with it ever, is the Morgan Amps, the Morgan Amp Suite. That for clean tones, that thing was just, I remember sitting there doing a stream with that plugin and thinking, oh my God. Like, this is some of the greatest clean tones I'd ever heard in a plugin. Superb. I always wanted a Les Paul, but when I was a teenager, I also wanted a BC Rich Bloodbound War Beast. That's such a great comment. I always wanted a Les Paul, but I also wanted the BC Rich fucking War Beast. Speaking of BC Rich War Beast, cheers to Joss Allen. If you were ever a fan of Joss Allen and his content, he's back. That dude is back, and I could not be more excited for him. He had a lot of followers, and he didn't even take a break. He just straight up deleted everything. We all hit that stage though. I think these days, especially, we all get to the point where social media just overwhelms us and we just rage quit it, or just or it might have been a completely measured response. It's like, I've had enough of this. I've hit the button, right? We all do it from time to time. But I'm really glad to see Joss is back making content again. Go and check him out on Instagram, JOSS Allen. He recently did something with the flesh rot, so that's pretty awesome. We were just chit-chatting, and he told me I found out he was back, and it's just super great to see him because I love his content. This thing sounds awesome. Oh my God. Sounds so friggin' good. It's very strange that James Hetfield chooses to use a VH4 instead of what is arguably almost what I feel like. If it just sort of seems, does it not seem like the Diesel Herbert is almost an amp that's tailor-made for James Hetfield? Does it almost seem that way to anyone else? It kind of seems like that to me. But so if someone was like, there's $1 million, and if he had never used this, if he had never used the VH4 and I knew nothing, if someone was like, would James Hetfield use the Herbert or the VH4? I would bet that million that it would have been the Herbert. Bet that million. But he definitely tried it. He definitely tried that amp. You can bet that at some point, somebody heard him say, I'd like to try a Diesel someday. And then all of a sudden, like 5 of them show up at Metallica HQ. Here you go, James. We heard you might like to try the Diesels. Here's everything we have. I would be sure on that boat. Sounds great. Superb. 11 people in the house. Nice to see you. My name is Tyler. Welcome to the Amp Sim Show. If you're a first-time viewer, welcome. We appreciate you being here, and whether you're a lurker or whether you are here to party, we appreciate you. I am going to take a break soon. Holy smokes. How long have we been on today? An hour and 11 minutes. 6:30 in my neck of the woods. Almost 6:40 in my neck of the woods. Canada lost in the World Cup today. The fairy tale story is over. That's pretty cool, though, that a country that is not known for soccer made it fairly far on the biggest stage. That's pretty cool. Cheers to everybody. Here's the question: is your country still in the World Cup? Let's play a game. Show of hands, shenane or yay? You know what, Ton? I feel like we all gas for things, but you're right. The thing is, though, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't. You will always gas for things you cannot afford. Every person out there, even the lawyers out there that have like an office full of those like custom Les Pauls and all that other shit, lawyer guitars, you see a picture of it on like Instagram and you just know it's going to somewhere to be in a glass case and never see a stage, never see a recording, never see anything, just somewhere that it gets put and never tuned or played. It just gets displayed almost. I feel like that happens often in the world. There are guitars that get made and are almost never played. It's sad to me. You know what I mean? But even those dudes are like, they see stuff they can't afford or they can't justify or they just cannot purchase because somebody else owns it. Like, oh, I have a $10,000. Wait, I have a $10,000 Les Paul. And then some lawyer shows up. Well, that's nice. I've got a $25,000 Les Paul signed by Jimmy Page in the 70s. So whatever, dude, you know, like, and then all of a sudden that first lawyer's like, looks at his $10,000 Les Paul and goes, you piece of shit. Not even signed by Jimmy Page. Not even from the 70s. You know, and then they start thinking like, how does my world cannot be whole again unless I find a 1970s Les Paul signed by Jimmy Page. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude, Canada had been kind of kicking ass. They had this really awesome, way of just this idea of like, let's score one goal and then let's spend the rest of the match kicking the ever living crap out of the other team on such a level that won't get anyone red carded. You know, not bad. Joe Bonamassa shows up and like $25,000 Les Paul. Ha, that's cute. Hey, did you hear big news? Joe Bonamassa, the Boner Master himself. I'm just kidding. I call him the Boner Master because Bonamassa, it sounds like Boner Master. I don't mean any disrespect. The guy's awesome. The man himself is taking the stage with digital amps, digital Fender amps. How about that? Is somewhere like that was not on anyone's bingo card. There's no Vegas. I wonder what the Vegas betting odds were of Joe Bonamassa using a digital amp on stage. I gotta feel like there was probably some green enhancement of some sort, monetary enhancement, not the other kind of green enhancement. Although I mean, that I'm sure he did. I'm sure maybe that as well. I didn't understand that $9,000 PRS. They look good, but come on, try ordering. I have a friend of mine that recently. Not recently, about a year ago now, ordered a custom shop, a Jackson custom shop guitar. And it sounds like a process. It sounds like things start at 10 grand and you're going to wait it could be 2 years. It could be 3 years. Can you even fathom paying $10,000 for something? And I think there's probably way more money you can spend at a custom shop, by the way. Can you imagine spending $10,000 on a guitar and having to wait for it for 2 or 3 years? I would pass away. I would have to gift that guitar to somebody because the waiting game would be excruciating. Can you imagine being somebody like, I suppose you could handle it if you have lots and lots and lots of guitars and tons of money. You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna order something from the custom shop, and then you kind of forget about it because that's the way you are when the way it is when you have lots and lots of money. I don't know. I have no idea what that's like. But what about the people that are on a very tight budget and they've saved for years to buy a custom shop guitar and from anywhere? Typically the custom shops from the major brands, you're waiting a long time. That's a hard thing to archetype. Bonamassa, here we come. I think they kind of already did that though. I know that the gear they use is not similar, but I think you could probably get a lot of like Bonamassa-esque tones from the John Mayer plugin. Boy, oh boy. I bet you there are a lot of Joe Bonamassa fans that would get really angry that I just said that. But let's be honest, you could probably get most of the Joe Bonamassa tones in the John Mayer plugin, or maybe the Jared James Nichols plugin, or maybe he plays a lot of Marshalls too, doesn't he? There's so many different plugins you can use to get these tones. You waited 2 years for your ESP M2? Man, that's fucking crazy. I couldn't do it. We're talking about the Brandon Ellis guitar again. Before I take this break, we're talking about the branded Ellis guitar again, how it's $3,000. It's actually over 3,000. It's 30. It's almost $3,200 Canadian. That's, and then plus tax and everything and everything too. And I was thinking to myself, even if I could afford it, I would have an awful hard time spending $3,000 on a brand new guitar when my mind would be saying, do you know what you could buy used for $3,000? And I would be like, but I want the new, don't you dare. And I'd be like, but I want it. And then my mind probably wouldn't allow me to do that. I don't think it would ever allow me to spend that much on a new guitar, knowing full well that for $3,000, you could probably go and get 2, maybe even 3 pretty nice instruments. I would go as far as saying you can definitely get 2 very nice instruments, or probably like a $5,000 or $6,000 guitar used for around that $3,500 mark that it would cost you to get this Brandon Ellis guitar. I'm not saying not to buy that guitar because, gosh, this is just my process. My brain says, I want that. And the rest of my brain says, nah, here are all the reasons you don't want it. And then my brain's like, yeah, but still want. All right, guys, I'm just going to take a quick, is it a Pro Series? Rudy, you got to go look it up. You got to go look it up. We oogled and ogled over it in the first half of the first bit of the stream. It was unbelievable. It's so sexy. It's a Kelly. It's got gold all over. It's crackled. It's made in Indonesia, not China. But again, we crossed that bridge of a $3,000. I'm not ready for a world where an Indonesian made guitar costs me $3,000. I'm just not ready for that universe just yet. Indonesian is really well made, very well made stuff. And the Chinese made stuff is really coming a long way. It's just this thing I'm going to have to get by personally before I can wrap my mind around things like that. $2,000 for a Pro Series. It's actually 2,100 American for a Pro Series. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to come back. The same instrument. I want to keep checking through a few things here, and we'll stay here for another little bit and see what happens. I'm going to be here for a little bit. So if there's anything inside Amp Locker that you want me to demo, I'd be more than happy to do it. If I don't have the tuning for it today, I'm in C#. If you want me to use something lower, I can do that maybe in the next stream. But today we're sticking with some C#, metalcore goodness. And like I said, if there's anything in here that you'd like me to try, look through the Audio Assault stuff. If there's something that you want me to try, let me know. And after this, though, the second half probably be full of some of the other new stuff and then some of my favorites as well. All right, guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate you so much. Stick around. We're going to be here for another little bit. Be right back. Thanks so much. Hell yeah. This one out of Arctica action. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, what are we talking about here? I don't think Bonamassa has a great guitar tone. I disagree. I think he's got an awesome tone for what he does. But then again, that's why we're all different human beings, right? We're all different because we all hear artists our own way. We all gravitate to different artists for different reasons. I gravitate to Joe Bonamassa for one reason. His sunglasses. Actually, I couldn't tell you a single one of his songs. I don't even know. I watched a few live things. I've heard a snippet here and there, and I've seen more of his just candid candid videos and stuff of him just casually improving and shredding and stuff. Those are awesome. That dude is a really great guitar player. His onstage persona is kind of hilarious. He does the extreme blues man thing and does the sunglasses and the shit and slick back hair and everything. It's pretty cool. The dude's got a gear collection though, does he not? 10 people in the house. Hi, what's going on? Welcome to the second half ski. Not sure how long we're going to be here. It's a standing stream today. I haven't stood that much today though. I had a round of disc golf, and again, I'm on a disc golf preaching binge. If you have, I guarantee if you go on Google, if you go to Google right now and type in disc golf course in my area, it will give you an option that's closer than you think. They're sneaky like that. Disc golfers install stuff everywhere. There may be more courses in your area than you think, and it's just one of those things. It's helped me really still stay healthy, and for a lot of people that don't like sports, it can be tough to stay healthy if you don't like sports and you don't like activity that much. Sports can make activity a lot of fun, and for me, for example, the reason I'm not going to go on too long about this, but I like to stay in decent shape, and I feel like disc golf is really good for it because today I walked 4K, and I didn't even realize it because I was playing the sport at the time. So it's great if you like hiking plus sports is essentially what it is. So look into it. And if you're out there and you end up getting into it, a few different creators that I work with have gotten into it and have asked me for some help, and I don't mind helping you with that either. If you're getting into it, just like Amp Sims, I don't mind lending help if you want to get into it. All right, back to the show. So yeah, email me theampsimuniverse@gmail.com. And if you're looking to get into the sport, I can help you get started. It sounds so good. Holy shit. What's that note for that part? Something like that, I'm sure. That sounds pretty damn good, man. Not even close to the gear he used on that album. That's it. That sounds super close. That's a really good that tone in that song, whether you like that album or not though. Listen to that tone for a second. wasting. Sorry. Yeah, right here. Oh, it's so chewy. So chewy. I took so much shit from my friends because when Load came out, my friends and I wanted to fucking hate it. We hated it. We hated their hair. Hated everything about it. Ah, down with Metallica. But then that song broke all the ice. I couldn't not like that song. They're like, you like a song on Load? I'm like, yeah, man. Fucking Wasting My Hate's a tight fucking song. Tight song with fucking great tone. I didn't comment on the tone at the time, but man. Whoa, Andy Wood's a fucking monster of a player. I wish Andy Wood, somebody would give Andy Wood a plugin. I know he's been offered one. I am 100% certain of that because I know who made the offer. And I can say that because I'm not saying which developer. It doesn't bother me that I put it out there that certain bands or artists have been offered things, because if I know that, I'll just tell you if I know, and it's not like a huge secret. So I hope somebody someday, like, I don't know, could he do an archetype? Is he archetype status? Like, he's huge, but is he like, he's, oh my God. Andy Wood's music is just so ridiculous. Dude is such a monster. Like when Brad Paisley came to country music, he brought with him, he said it in his book, and you're like, you read Brad Paisley's book? You're damn right I did, because I'm a huge fan of his guitar work. And if you haven't listened to his album Play, go listen to the album Brad Paisley, an album called Play, and then come back to me and tell me what you think about his play. He came to country armed with, you know, years and decades of chicken picking experience since he was a kid. But he said when he got to being a teenager, he said that being a chicken picker in those days, it didn't get you any girls, he said. So he started learning Van Halen stuff, and that's what got him girls. And so he started learning like Van Halen and another hair metal kind of stuff. He said, I think he's also said he was learning some Rat and other things, and he could actually play the solos from that shit, and he can, which is intense. So I wonder, where does that relate to Andy Wood? Andy Wood is very similar. Like, he's coming to country with the Van Halen obsession, of course, but he's also got real legitimate metal chops. Like, not just like he can play Van Halen really, really good. This guy's got his own fusion metal, like rock metal fusion stuff, albums. This guy is a genuine guitar fucking hero. So, man, it would be nice. Oh gosh, it would be nice I would love an archetype Andy Wood. I would love that. Ha ha ha! You know, there's a point in time where that was like one of the heaviest things you could listen to was like C sharp. That's pretty crazy. Now when we use a tuning like C sharp, it just seems so pedestrian. You know, like it's just a heavy, an average heavy tuning now. I can remember the first time I heard C sharp tuning. I think it was Carcass. Didn't Carcass play in C or C sharp? I'm telling you, one of the things I'm going to be doing a lot this summer, I am obsessed. I tell you, my new obsession is watching festivals live on YouTube. I am watching all the live festivals, even stuff that's not metal. Sorry, I'm scratching my finger here. Wow, there is that almost looks like I have no light on me whatsoever over here. It's funny because there's a bright light on this side of me. It's just nothing compared to what's coming in the window. I'm going to be watching, recommend me. Can you guys help me be my eyes? Help be my eyes and find me more live stream festivals on YouTube. It's fantastic. It's a lot of it's in Germany too. The European festivals scene is just, I'm like, I half feel like I might want to retire in Europe and just like travel to festivals with my wife in our old age. You know what I mean? It feels like something I might be interested in because North America is just not the festival scene. Not the festival scene. I don't think there's a lot of North American culture now. I don't think that it's like almost like people can't handle festivals anymore. There's always something bad that happens, it seems. People can't handle festivals like they used to. I'm just kidding. There's still Vans Warped Tour. They do the live streams and a bunch of other U.S. festivals. But it seems like there's more happening overseas. And if you guys have not checked out ARTE, Art Concert, it's art spelled with an E, Arte Concert, check them out. They just did Hellfest, and they are doing another one this weekend. It's not something I dabbled. It's not really something I'm interested in. And there's a couple coming up, like Summer Breeze, lots in August. But I'm wondering if maybe they're adding more. Freak Valley Festival, when was that? Did that already happen? I need live festivals. And another thing that the wife and I tend to like to watch is, for some reason, we like to watch Sturgis Bike Week. It's the strangest phenomenon. I don't know why the wife and I like it. I don't understand it. But to understand what Sturgis Bike Week is, you have to go and look it up. It's where basically it seems like every biker in America comes to this one small town, and peacefully-ish get along. There are very strict rules about no tomfoolery at Sturgis, that type of thing. It's dealt with very harshly. Internally, apparently, there's very strict rules. Don't screw around. We're all here for peace. But there's live cams all over this city, and you can just watch this happening. It's ridiculous. So anyways, I'm addicted to watching like these live cams these days. Tell me a live cam I need to watch. Rock Palast also does it. They just had what was the festival that Grass Pop just happened, and I'm just watching through some of the sets that happened there, but it seems like the sound quality at the Grass Pop was not at the same level. Some of the bands sounded, well, let me just say, go ahead and you guys watch the Volbeat set from this Grass Pop metal meeting. It almost seems like the singer was sick. he didn't seem like he was having any fun, and his voice was strained the entire set. He was falling flat. So it almost seemed like he was sick. Great stage show still, though. Go and check out all the live stuff you can. It's fun as hell, even especially if you don't get to travel and you wish you could be at these places. They get you as close to as humanly possible, especially for Hellfest and Summer Breeze, I think, are the most comprehensive. They have live stuff going all day, and you can just sit. The wife and I will sit, and we'll just watch it like we're watching a festival. So if you're out there and that seems like something you might be interested in, check it out. Hey, I recently got the Mortal Coil pickups. Guys, somebody we know bought them. Finally, someone in our... Oh, wait a second. But tone break. Sorry, guys. You know... If you've never heard Spirit World, we like to do tone breaks here on the channel, and that's one tone break we always like to do, because the guitar sound on the newest, on basically every Spirit World album, but on the newest album, the tone is fucking straight up preposterous. Preposterone. All right, here we go. Mortal Coil. I'm going to read about this now. Recently got the Mortal Coil pickups for a Schecter. Still not installed. Oh! I shouldn't have reacted so quickly. Damn the impulsivities! I know Andy Wood uses one of whose amps? I'm behind now. One of Hetfield's amps, or no, sorry, one of EVH's amps, or one of Brad Paisley's amps. Getting girls playing Van Halen now sounds harder than. Yes, I don't think learning Van Halen songs these days is going to get you the attention that it may have in the 1980s. I definitely don't. Although, you know, it depends though. If Eruption stands the test of time, it just does. So I gotta think that if you're a guitar player and you're trying to show off, and like, you know, like you're a 16-year-old guitar player and your crush is about to walk around the corner. I don't care if your crush is, I don't care who your crush is. I don't care what your deal is. I'm just saying, you're a guitar player and your crush, you know that your crush is about to come around that corner, because generally, you know, maybe you know that she likes to walk through the music wing. Maybe she's walking through the music wing, or he or she is walking through the music wing just to see you play that guitar. And you see them coming around the corner. If you start playing Eruption, that is going to impress the human being that is listening to it, surely. If you're playing Eruption efficiently, then that is probably still going to get you some attention from that crush of yours, or from just anybody that just wants to watch a talented individual play the instrument. That's probably, like, say you just want to play for your guitar teacher, and you just want to play for your guitar. Your guitar teacher is still going to be very impressed by Eruption. You know what I mean? So that's one of those things I think stands the test of time. I think Eruption can still help you get positive attention with the guitar, whether it's for, you know, getting the girls or getting the guys, whatever it is. It's just one of those things, right? Maybe it's just that you're like, hey, I want people to know that I'm a kick-ass guitar player. You just started at a new high school, or you just moved into a new city and you're at the local guitar store. It's packed, and you just want to let go a couple of nice little guitar store riffs. Eruption will still, when played efficiently, can we agree that it doesn't really matter the era? Eruption, when played efficiently, can still get you the proper attention from people that enjoy a good guitar player. Let's just say that. Although I don't think that playing in a Van Halen cover band is going to have the same effect as it would have in the 1980s. We're stuck on this, guys. Stuck on this one right here. I can't remember that one either. Ah. For shame. 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 13-year-old me. I often say it, if 13-year-old me saw me now, he'd be like, man, you got lots of cool guitars, but fuck. How'd you forget all the Metallica riffs, dude? Oh, man, when I'm old, I forget all the Metallica riffs? You got your girls by playing Megadeth? Okay, we're not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. Not going to say that because it doesn't matter. Positive attention for playing an instrument is positive attention for playing an instrument. Okay? Not going to say the second part. What the fudge? I just got my notification 5 minutes ago. That's what happens. Sorry, this was an impromptu rando stream. I'm way late. The wife isn't here, so I've got all the time in the universe to play, to stream and just hang out and kind of just do whatever, right? So I'm here with you guys today for a big old long boy of a stream, checking out Amp Locker, and we are just, man, we're riding some. This is a fucking great sounding amp. We're gonna move to a different amp. Is it the Craxy? Craxy. The game shoe is also quite nice. This thing sounds pretty ripping. Oh, already. A lot of low end there. We're going to tame that a little bit. I don't know that I like their take on the integrated preamp as much as I like some of the other ones I've been using. It doesn't quite bring out the top end's not quite there with it. Like over here, being that the 33 is kind of loosely, I don't know if it's loosely or closely based on the integrated preamp, but like you'll hear it here when I use this. You hear that twang. There's that twang there, and that twang is essentially when I hear that twang, it reminds me a lot of the integrated preamp. Unfortunately, I can't really get the twang with this version of it, so we're just gonna pick something else to fit in this slot for now. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying there's probably something else in here I might like a little bit more. That's all. Let's try just the straight up Screama. And let's do the Ola settings for funskies. The old 0-10-10. Sounding pretty nice. Holy cow, that sounds really good. This is the game shoe. This thing sounds pretty damn good. It looks like this. And this is their take on the Fortin Meshuggah / the Fortin Nameless Suite. That's a story I'd like to hear. Of all the stories of behind the scenes things, I would love, not stories, it's just things I would like, I'd love to ask certain developers and love to just have them like off the cuff be like, yeah, it was totally this. I would like to know why the Fortin Nameless Suite didn't end up the Fortin Meshuggah. Obviously, it was due to some there's royalties involved there. Or what was it? Was the story there? I would love to know why wasn't it the Fortin Meshuggah instead of the Fortin Nameless Suite? Wow, you're gonna hear a lot of train horns as I do live close to some tracks. Gotta go. Love your live shows. Thank you so much. I appreciate you dropping in. Do drop in again. I'll be here in the next couple of days showcasing NAMM Universal 2 once I've really got a handle on like a clinician sized a clinician level grasp on how to smoothly showcase things. It is definitely a little bit more complex than its previous version, so I just want to make sure I've got it. Eruption is a really nice piece of music. It's classical music on a Marshall on a Marshall on fire. I agree, it is. Just like it's like when I listen to Yngwie Malmsteen, it's like what you're listening to it's just classical music being played on a Marshall amp that's got everything turned up to the gills. You know what I mean? 6 people left in the house, and that's cool. We're not gonna be here that much longer, to be honest. It's not gonna be like we've been here a long time already. I've become addicted to twang and high gain at the same time. It used to be like, I love high gains of tones of all type, to be honest, but I also love country twang. I am as addicted to getting a good, snappy, squishy, amazing country guitar tone as I am getting great chugs. So when I can mix the two together, oh, that is just wonderful. Same thing with when it comes to rock tones. I really gravitate towards like the twangy or rock tones as well. Like when you listen to older AC/DC and things of that sort. There's just something about rock. Again, I can't be the only one out there watching this right now that just really just gets excited about all types of guitar tones, not just chugs. Chugs are awesome. And there's so many different types of chugs as well. Old chugs, new chugs, low chugs, high chugs. So many different types of the chugs. Do a spin on that Blues Brothers line where it's like, what kind of music you guys got here? Well, we've, instead of being like the nice Southern lady, like, well, we got 4 types of music. We got low chugs, we got high chugs, we got fast chugs, slow chugs. That's about it, actually. Slow chugs, fast. Oh, we got old chugs and new chugs as well. That's what we got here. So do you have anything, and you have Runny Rock here? No, just chugs. Oh, man, you could do chugs and chugs and have like a, oh, man, just like a, you could do like chugs and chugs, like there's like promotional things, but then again, that would encourage people to be drinking beer responsibly. Don't want to do that. Can't put that out there. That's sounding pretty good. Pretty damn good, folks. That's sounding pretty damn good. And it looks good too. That's another thing over the years that's come a long way with the Audio Assault stuff is that it's simply, it looks great. Their earlier stuff, you could tell they did the graphics maybe a little bit more in-house. Obviously, there weren't as many, excuse me, cat hair. There weren't as many graphic assets maybe available. Lots of things have changed, and they're now available. Sorry, they're now able rather to do these graphics that look so much better than the stuff that they used to do prior. They're knob animations, and you're like, geez, wow, you're getting picky, right, bro? The knob animations, that is something that, believe it or not, is still one of the greater. Oh, dang it, this cat hair is driving me fucking bananas. Sorry, folks. It's just knob animations are one of those things that even now they're quite difficult to get right. And when you think about it, there's, especially when the knobs have a little nook on them, that is even tougher because the shadows and things of that sort. Knob animations are not easy to get right. And so to see that, look, I mean, these look amazing now. They look terrific. And I can find plugins from major developers where the knob animations are garbage. And again, you might be thinking, well, geez, that is really nitpicky. And yes, it might be, but at the same time, when the quality level of all these different companies is now, it's like one company, it used to be one company was all the way up here. And then there was one, and then another, and then another, and then all the stuff down here. It's not like that anymore. Now, all these companies down here have caught up to the companies at the top. Now there are a number of companies capable of delivering really great sounding stuff and really great looking stuff. So now, yes, it comes down to sometimes nitpicky stuff like knob animations. If you're going to put a lot of work into the UI and the amp looks amazing and the cab looks amazing, and then all of a sudden the knobs stand out weird like a sore thumb. They don't look like they're actually part of the amp. You can turn them, and you can see them turning, but for some reason, you just get this weird feeling like it doesn't actually look like it should be part of the amp in what you're looking at. And the whole idea of making these hyper-realistic UIs is so that the user what? Yeah, you got it. So the user has the feeling of having the real deal on the screen in front of them. That they can reach out and touch those. No, I'm not going to do it. They can reach out and touch those controls. And sense that when the knobs look completely off, like they're all flat looking or they look like they shouldn't be there. It's almost like you're playing a video game and you can see that little area. You're like, I know I need to search over there. Something doesn't look right. You know, you guys all know the one I'm talking about. The little grassy portion, like something's supposed to be there. I've done too much of this, you know, especially before graphics got even better. But for a long period of time, you could always tell the area you needed to check because it was just a little off color. That's what I'm talking about with knob animations. Go ahead, ask any graphic artist that works on plugins, and they will tell you that the knob animations are sometimes the toughest part. Fucking knobs! Oh, you got them started again. You can't do that. I'm going to get a shirt that says the AmpSim universe, and on the back it says fucking knobs. That could be like I don't know if did they ever call people knobs? And this is like calling someone a knob in this. Is that a Canadian thing? Or was that a thing in the States as well? Like back in the 90s. Back in the 90s, early 2000s, maybe floating around there, people would call each other, you're a fucking knob. Get away from me. Was that a thing down there as well? I was just I was thinking about learning Lay It Down by Rat the other day, but then I started and it looked really hard. And I didn't really have that much left in the tank that day. I should have known it. Like, should have known. Way back, do you remember Ilmyrus? I wish Ilmyrus was still around. He just sort of went away. It always makes me wonder when people like, not like, why did they leave the channel? Just like what are they up to? You know, like, are they all right? I had a friend of mine who's a content creator who said he had recently posted a story where one of his followers on Instagram was constantly always commenting really positive stuff on his work. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he just stopped commenting. There was no dip, no nothing. And turned out that the human being was tragically is no longer with us. So, and it hit this dude, it hit this guy pretty hard. So I can see that. Like, I could see, like, so occasionally I wonder, like, what happened to this guy or that guy? So yeah, I wonder what Elmyrus is up to. He, once upon a time, he told me I needed to learn more Rat songs, and more specifically Lay It Down. And if you've ever heard that song, yeah, it's hard. So I don't know if I've got any Warren is it Warren DeMartini? This is what I'm going to call him. Warren the Martini. You saw someone get called a Honda Civic the other day? That would be an unbelievable comment if somebody called me a Honda Civic. If somebody called me a Honda Civic, I'd be like, thank you. Wow, you compared me to an automobile that can be driven until there's nothing left of it but an engine. An engine and a frame and a wheel and a gas pedal is all you need to make, and you drive those. I've seen people drive Honda Civics. My family members in my lifetime when I was a kid drove Civics into the dirt. Multiple road trips. Safe cars. I would take that comment. I would laugh that off in a heartbeat if somebody actually meant that, like, in a mean way. Like, you're a Honda Civic. Fucking thank you. If somebody called me a supercar, I think I would be getting way more offended. You know? Because supercars are high maintenance. All they do is get you in trouble. There's really no point to them existing other than to look like a complete asshole and say, I have too much money. You can't go fast enough. The second you hit the gas pedal and you go into third, there's a woo, and you're fucking done. Can you imagine the insurance? Go ahead, ask AI. What does it cost? What is the average insurance rate for a supercar for, let's say, a guy in his 20s? Can you imagine that insurance rate? It's going to be like that's going to be like $1,000 a month insurance alone on that car. $1,000 a month probably to insure a supercar, at least $1,000 a month to insure that car. The insurance that you're paying for that car alone is just ridiculous. How do we get on this conversation? I don't know, but it's fun. So we're just going to fucking roll with it. Fucking knobs. I think it's more of a Canadian thing. All right. Well, I don't know if it actually is or not, but if maybe it's just some of the, there's different parts of the States with different slang and different swear words. And that's such a fun riff to play. If I'll learn it properly. That's it. Man, this thing's just so much fun. Amp Locker is $5 a month or so, something to that effect. It might be $7 now. Things do go up, and I think $5 was selling themselves a little bit short on this one. I think it should at least go to like half the price of whatever amp hub is at. I know that they used to be 5, and I think amp hub was like 10, but now amp hub's along the lines of 15. So maybe it should be 7. I think it's worth even $10 a month would be a very small price to pay for all the stuff that you get inside Amp Locker. You get tons of amps, and so if you're exploring this, by the way, one thing I don't want you to shy away from, like all these are great amps. The Gone Amp's a lot of fun. I really wish they would. Let's see if they fix this yet. Hold on. While we're here, I want to see if they fix this. If this is supposed to be a chainsaw, I'm going to email them today, right after this. And I'm just going to send them a thought and say, guys, every time I use this plugin, I just want so very badly for this amp to have a top end. When you do the chainsaw tone, it absolutely must have the top end headroom of like an HM2. I see what they're going for here. I can hear it with my ears of what's underneath the blanket, and I'm excited, but we need to be able to take that blanket off. I can hear what's underneath there. I really want to just, if they could make it so that there's even just like 40% more headroom in the treble control and maybe in the clarity, not the clarity, but even just the treble control would be wonderful. Add a presence in there somewhere potentially as well. To give, just so that you can really find that absolutely vicious and visceral head lopping chainsaw top end that you need that top end in order to get that true chainsaw sounds. That's one of the only things like that this thing will be, if they do that update, this thing would be so much fun. But one thing I don't want you to shy away from, the Deimos, this thing's awesome. Hellbeast is amazing. Sigma's terrific. Bulldog is awesome, although I kind of like the original standalone plugin a bit better. The X3 is quite nice. Pretty much everything in here sounds really good. Now, one thing though, as I was getting to, is the reamp stuff is simplistic. If you're out there and you're like, geez, I just don't want to dial in all this I want something more stripped down, something a bit easier going. Check out, before you make any kind of judgments on this plugin, on this platform, make sure you go through all of this stuff, all the reamp stuff. Look at all the reamp stuff. There's so much reamp stuff. The reamp 2 plus, reamp bass, and there's so much of it. If you go to it, you find an amp that looks familiar to you, the Freeman. Okay, we know that's a Freeman. We're going to click on it. We're going to see, we don't see all the switches that you'd normally see on a Freeman. You don't see all the presence switches and all the little mod switches to get a little bit more confused. But say that's even a little bit much. You're like, okay, I don't even want to dial in that much. We can go for something. Where is the Purple Nightmare? The Purple Nightmare, again, here we go. You have very simple controls here. You have simple, there's no built-in tube screamer like the real thing. There's not all these channels. This gets you just a very simplistic sounding, and we'll just get a couple of chords on this before we go. This is what you're going to get. So yeah, there's tons of these, and they all put out loads of power. Don't think like, oh, there's these really like there's these elaborate amps, so these must be like the only good ones. These ones just seems more simple, so it's probably not as good. Disagree. I'm going to tell you right now to make sure you get your time in with all of these amps as well. Okay, find the ones for the sounds you like. Say you're into the more like stoner doom. Okay, find your oranges and find your Marshalls, and there's also a Sun. Find the Sun as well. Okay, so they consistently add to this. They add to the gear all the time. They're always adding pedals. They're always adding all kinds of stuff. The only thing that you're going to need for sure is your own impulse response collection, or be ready to kind of, they don't get me wrong, they give you a lot of cabs, they give you more than enough, but in my opinion, you're gonna want more. And to really bring out all of the signature, all of the best qualities in all of the amps, I think that maybe a decent collection of different things is great. But don't forget, there are a lot of free IRs that are still out there. You don't have to pay for anything, but if you're working with Amp Locker and you're only paying, let's say 5, 6, whatever it is, dollars a month, you can afford to go and buy some, kind of build up your IR collection a little bit more. Try different developers, try Dr. Bonkers, try Own Hammer, try Eminence, try all the different developers out there. Take that with a grain of salt. These days, there are snake oil salesmen, and there are also people now that are taking IRs made by other human beings, doing almost nothing to them and repackaging them and selling them. It is happening a lot, and it is really sad. It's also happening a lot on Tone 3000. There are people that are taking the captures of others, doing almost nothing to them, and then uploading them on their own profiles. It's happening to a lot of the bigger creators right now, and holy shit. How untalented and useless can you be in life if that becomes that's what you put your time into? Good Lord. All right. Going way back to it, this platform, when armed with a nice collection of IRs, or if you have a good collection of the cabinets here from CCAL, you can get a lot of different tones. Lots and lots and lots of different tones with this. So try it. Like I say with every other subscription service like Amp Hub and everything else, try it for 3 months. But make sure you're active. Make sure you're actively at least playing. You don't have to be recording, but make sure you're playing. Even if it's like you're one of those people that just likes to play along to covers all the time. You're not making content. You just like to come home from work, dial in a tone that sounds like the album that you're playing along to, and just fucking play. Maybe that's your thing. You know what? Something like Amp Locker is going to be very, very helpful for you, because you're going to be able to get whatever tone you'd like and match a lot of different albums with the stuff that's inside. And having one platform style plugin, I suggest for everyone, one of those mega suites, those full suites of awesome stuff, like your Helix natives and your Amplitudes and your Amp Lockers and your Amp Hubs and all your other different, regardless of which one you choose, I suggest everybody choose one, because having that, it's one last thing. One main reason I like to tell everybody get something like this is because everyone's got their focus genre, where you're going to buy gear and plugins and stuff that focuses on the genre that you're most interested in. Everybody does it. And however, it's all those times when you want to play anything outside of your focus genre, having a platform style plugin like Amp Locker and the lot is very helpful, because then you can just dial in anything you'd like that's outside of your norm. So all your collection can be based on your focus genre, but then having this other high quality ability to go and say, I would like to wake up today, I'd like to play some Hendrix. I want to play some Hendrix. Or I'm going to wake up tomorrow, I'd like to play the Killers. Or I wake up and decide I would like to play nothing but Kiss songs all day. Whatever it is, After the Burial, Metallica, you choose your style of guitar. I don't care if it's Al Di Meola or Jason Becker or whatever it is that your style is. You can dial in something that's going to get you really close with something like this. And like I said, your focus stuff can stay your focus stuff, but having something like this for all those other moments makes complete sense, especially if it's only going to cost you 10 bucks or under $10 a month. If you're that type of person that does not like to subscribe to things, you like to own your stuff, I can recommend a few different platforms. Again, Amp Hub might not be for you, subscription service, but Helix Native by Line 6 has never done anyone wrong. It is a perfect plugin in every single way, shape, and form. That is an option where you will get everything at one time. So that's that is my recommendation. That or THU, the THU Ultimate. I think it's called the Ultimate Bundle from Overloud. THU and Helix Native are would be my choices. But again, with THU, you're also dealing with those expansion purchases and such. So if you're not really an expansion type person, you want to get it all, Line 6 Helix Native, wait till it's on sale 50% off and you'll get yourself a really good deal. But if subscription services aren't above, you're not above those, you don't mind trying things out in that way, tell you what, Amp Locker, Amp Hub, both going to be up your alley. Maybe even Tone Hub, depending on what you dig. But there are a lot of options out there for you. All right, folks, thank you for being part of what has been a very long stream. It's been a while since we've done something over 2 hours, so it's been a lot of fun. I will be back with maybe tomorrow. I don't know. It depends. I'm going to be building a rock wall tomorrow. Very excited about that. So it depends on how ruined I am, but I will be back to you guys within the next couple of days with a NAMM Universal 2 reveal. Just like I said, getting to know the platform myself a little bit better. You might be thinking, well, didn't you help design the plugin? Shouldn't you know how to use it? Let me tell you, it's become kind of a large team of very smart people that are helping with NAMM Universal, and things have changed quite some. So I need to make sure I'm on the ball. All right, folks, thank you, and thank you some more. Subscribe if we've entertained you today, and I will be back to you guys in the coming days. Oh no, Kyle Hunter. Dang it, he's just jumping in as we're leaving. We've missed you, dude. We haven't talked about all the wrestling lately. I'll message you though. I'll DM you, PM you, whatever. We'll talk about it. See you later, Ton. Appreciate you. See you later, Eddie. See you later, everyone else. Mark Hysteria. Really good to see you, my friend. But we are sadly dipping out of here. We did just over 2 hours with Amp Locker here. And I will say before we go, I love the new amp. I love the 2 new amps I tried today. Both of them are awesome. I had a lot of fun with both of them. And I think you guys will as well. Pop it open. Open up Amp Locker. See what you guys think about it. And get back to me, okay? In the meantime, my challenge for you is head over to Audio Assault and just check out, just skim around, even if you've never heard of the developer before, or maybe it's been a while. Skim around and see what they've got. Look over all the different, they show you everything that's involved with the Amp Locker collection, subscription collection. You get all the pedals, you get all the amps. You don't get all the cabs though. And you get all the outboard gear and the post effects and everything else. So take a look through the website. They will show you all of it and give you the full what's what. Cheers, everybody. I'll see you next time.
You are cursed.
Who do you love?
Danhausen. Very evil, very nice, very